Welcome back, everybody. We join a new party across the Warring Sisters Sea, the rival nation to our main party's Eswind, the nation of Xeyhath. With this, we start in an earlier time of the main campaign, a time where things start to go very south for our main party. It has just been announced that King Varth of Xeyhath, your king, has been assassinated. With this, the political figures within Xeyhath itself move and shift in the shadows and in the light alike. Each of you having made your way into confinement, prison by various means, awaiting your fates for speaking out or acting against or unfavorably against the now deceased king. In the main timeline, we know just a few days from now, the calamity befalls the main party. The death of a beloved friend, and the death of the king over there as well. With crowns falling off and on heads all around, we find a small group locked away in a cell together. Some having been there for some time, some having just arrived. No weapons, no equipment, just the clothes on their back. With that, in the damp cell within the capital city of Xeyhath, 3 adventurers locked away. Who would like to go first? There's 3 of you that are in here. One has yet to be brought in here. If you would like to describe your character. The 3 that are in here are Mika, your character, Veronica, your character, and Hunter, your character.
Tucked in one of the corners is a very hungry looking wood elf. Tan skin, short cropped dark hair, piercing blue eyes. But more interestingly, her face is covered with intricate filigree tattoos in similarly pale blue. They trace across her forehead, her cheeks, trailing down her neck. Can't see if they go any further. She's clad in leather and furs, and she scowls, arms crossed, looking at all of you, but not saying anything, just waiting for now.
In another corner, you see a smallish woman, no more than in her early 20s. She has very pale skin, long dark hair, and her light gray eyes are piercing but kind. She has a kind and warming smile, yet there's something hidden beneath the smile.
And Hunter.
Sitting probably in the middle of the cell in the confinement, just pretty relaxed, not too worried, is a pale blue tiefling. Old, long wispy white hair, long wispy white beard. Not very wrinkled, but the wrinkles he does have are deep. They are earned His eyes are weary, a dark purple, no pupils. Something's there. He's tall, lean. There is a comfort, a calmness, a almost paradoxically taking his time with each movement and kind of just drawing in the dirt in front of him and the dust.
With that, deep within the dungeons of the capital of Xeyhath, you hear from down the hall in your solitary cell the sound of a door creaking open and then boots marching in. The sound of another figure being dragged behind 3 different guard figures in their chainmails, swords sheathed currently. They drag arm in arm another individual, come over to the cells and kind of like motion for each of you to stay back. Then open it very swiftly and basically toss this figure in. This figure, if you would like to describe yourself, Wyatt.
Kind of being tossed and grunting as he kind of hits the floor. Could have been a little nicer.
Fuck off.
Those of you that are kind of watching this, you see that this character has a scarf tied around his eyes. Blue with a white filigree. It's very dirtied and possibly bloodied. The rest of his clothes, he's kind of wearing a gi of sorts. This very loose-fitting clothing that kind of has this kind of a flow to it, allows him easy movements, and it's very noticeable that this is someone that maybe you can move with, or that can move. He is very distinctly barefoot, and his feet are very dirtied and dusty. He kind of moves his head around, taking note, stopping even though he is blinded, stopping and staring in essence at each of you, taking note before going and sitting in a corner on his own, cross-legged, lotus style.
One of the guards, the one that was not on either side of you, who was just kind of trailing behind you to make sure nothing happens, he bites into a fruit of some sort. Are you lot get comfortable with each other, alright? It's gonna be your last times together. So might as well get to know each other before each of you's heads lopped off. Right.
Don't eat that final bite.
Right, let's go. They start to march back down the hall.
Excuse me. And I'll gesture to Wyatt's character. Are you all right? You kind of took a tumble there, and you seemed to clock all one of us, but I don't know if you noticed the ground as you hit it.
Ground and I have an intimate relationship. I will be fine. Thank you for your concern.
Of course.
What are you exactly? And what do you look like?
I look like a friend. A blue friend, if that's any consolation. Don't get too close. Horns are near my forehead. I'm a tiefling. It's nice to meet you too.
I'm Talon. It's good to meet you as well. And you, over there in the corner?
Which one?
One I'm looking at. just vaguely tilted towards one, yeah.
Just gonna look at both of them like, I don't know either.
Mika, your character.
I'll take a moment and kind of gesture at the other lady in the corner, and when she doesn't speak, I'll just kind of shrug. I am Farron. Elf up north. From up north. Anyway. What are you in for? That's the proper thing to ask when you're in a situation like this, isn't it?
Apparently asking the wrong questions to the wrong people. But what can you do?
I can sympathize.
As can I. It's nice to meet you, Farron. I'm Foxjay.
And what about you then?
I'm Evelina. I have no memory of how I got here. It's all a little blurry. The only thing I can remember is fire and screaming and not much else, to be honest. I woke up here.
There's definitely a story behind that.
I wish I could remember.
Was it long ago, this fire, or do you think it just happened?
No, it was recent. I just remember walking for a long time because that's what everyone else was doing. And then I broke away from everyone, and there was so much smoke, I couldn't see. I got to a town, and there was a tavern, and I wanted to find someone to help me. But so many people were talking and screaming, and then I think I was screaming. And the next thing I know, I woke up here. Just today.
I'm so sorry.
While Evelina is telling her story, you can kind of see those of you that are kind of like noticing or like is watching at least. The bit of walking gains his attention a little bit more, and will look towards the source of the noise of Evelina speaking.
Is there anything you need, Evelina? Seems like you've been through quite a trauma very recently.
Yes. I guess if you'd be willing. A friend? Since I don't know if I have any.
I don't
It
mind being a
seems like
temporary friend.
before she can finish a thought, you see for a moment she kind of stiffens up and her eyes roll into the back of her head.
Not much a
And
fan
then
of that.
she comes back.
All right. Well, I hope it wasn't something I said.
No,
Does that happen often?
Yeah.
not very. As I said, I don't really remember much. But occasionally it happens. I don't like to talk about it.
Sometimes it's a mercy to not remember such things.
That's true. Memory is it's a cold dish.
Yay.
Perhaps now I have a chance at a new life.
Well, if they lop all the heads off, not really, but maybe when they open the door, are you quick? Got any fighting
Yes.
skills?
I believe I can.
All right, just if they do open the door, don't ask to be their friend, just in case your eyes do the thing again.
Right.
So you see as she kind of resigns herself back into the corner, and then for a moment, as she's turning away, you see the eyes roll into the back of the head once again as she kind of stiffens up. And that's Evelina. You feel the presence of somebody near you. And with that, they kind of chime in. You almost feel as if like a hand on your shoulder. You've got yourself in quite a pickle. Is there anything I can help you with in this situation?
Escaping would be nice.
You see as this figure kind of unravels this leather and it just rolls out from under his hand, and you just see a bunch of different instruments. I can show you how.
All right.
It'll take some time.
Not sure how much time we have.
Well, you certainly had longer than I did. Stay with
Who
me a
are
while.
you?
My name is Bobbert.
It's nice to meet you, Bobbert.
Nice to meet you as well. I figure, do what I can.
I will follow your lead.
All right, stay with me a while. And then returning back to the party. This was only apparent for her.
I may have a way out. If you'll be
share.
patient. Well, just be patient with me. It may take a while, but if you'll trust me.
I can do patience. I'm old. I've gotten good at it. And besides, looking around the very confined room, I think we have a lot of time. For sure.
Time passes for a while within the prison. It feels like a long time, not knowing exactly how long time is passing, being confined with very little to do. Is there any other conversation you would like to have while you sit around?
maybe not exactly talking, but
Do what?
Talon will get up and do a few forms, martial arts forms, kind of running through what he was taught, kind of as like a way of meditation, and is very silent and sticks to his corner.
Excuse me, Talon, was it?
Not stopping his flow.
I didn't think you would. Do you mind if I, and then I could be out of sorts here. Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
Depends on the question.
The eyes. How long has it been?
Long enough.
All right. That's fair enough. Gotta pass the time. Do you mind if I join you?
You think you can keep up?
No. I'm old. But I'd like to try.
See if you can follow along. And Talon will start with like a very slow form, kind of flowing through it.
I do the best I can. So many things pop.
Evelina will watch what is happening kind of with like a blank stare of curiosity.
After some time, Evelina, your eyes roll into the back of your head once more, and with that familiar voice and presence, then as it's departing from you, well, it was a pleasure spending that time with you. That should help. See if that'll do you. See if you can get out. Keep your head on your shoulders.
Thank you, Bobbert.
I'll see you around. As the voice fades. You are now proficient in thieves' tools, lockpicking.
Evelina is going to go to the door and start picking the lock.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand check. You will add +2 to this as well because you haven't changed it. Or +2 or +3? I believe it's +2 for you.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I know thaumaturgy can make a sound booming. Can I do the opposite? And so the clinking that goes with these tools, can I reverse it and make it quiet?
I think because there's other spells that are specifically designed for that, I don't think that would be. It's very.
Okay, that's fair.
It's very clever, but
had to try.
Yeah.
If
you make the lockpicking sound even louder.
I'll keep a lookout, like if I can like kind of crane my neck, and if I think I see somebody coming, I'll make a thaumaturgy sound the other direction. That's more impactful.
I got an 8 + 4, which is 12, and then the +2 would be 14.
14. You spend some time still kind of adapting to having to use these. And in this case, you were using just like a basically smuggled hairpin to attempt to get this done. You feel the tumblers moving. Start to twist it. And then you feel the tumblers drop again. Don't quite have it.
I'm going to try again.
So each of you see as she's working at this, attempting to pick the lock.
Hey, Evelina. Friend,
Yes.
I believe in you. And I'll just rest my hand on your shoulder as gently as possible, and his arm is covered in kind of lightning scars that kind of shoot a purple light down into your shoulder, and I cast guidance. So you get 1d4 plus this roll.
Roll it again.
Ooh. Again? Okay.
Yep, another
So-
side.
Yep, that is 14 plus the guidance is plus 3 plus the 4 plus the 2. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 23.
23. You feel a
Thank
little
you,
more
friend.
proficient as you are moving. You feel the tumblers move. As you feel the tumblers move, you hear that down the hall, that door start to open. It's your choice to continue to try to quickly finish picking the lock, or you feel like you're close. You feel like you'll just about you'll be able to get it this time. What's your call?
I picked the lock.
As you continue to pick the lock, you move to the second tumbler, holding it there delicately, trying to keep it in place. And with that, just in your peripheral vision, you see a figure in that same kind of guard armor with the Xeyhath blue, the royal guard. Just in your periffs, that last tumbler goes up. Just before you feel that click, you see that guard lean against the bars. And he just looks as you're doing it.
I don't know what I'm
Go
doing.
ahead, don't let me fucking stop you. Go ahead.
I just thought it'd be fun to try. I've never done this before.
I want to see if you can get it. Go ahead, try.
You're making me nervous now that you're watching me.
Oh, we're getting a bit of fucking stage fright, are we? Go ahead,
Like I
continue. You almost
said-
got it. I heard the last one. You almost got him, didn't you?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Well, you're pretty proficient then, aren't you? He looks at the rest of you. Look at you lot. Alright, so here's how it's gonna go. Either we can dilly-dally with our dicks out with her trying to unlock that thing there with her little picky doodle, or I can walk over there and I can unlock it myself. But one condition. As soon as I let you out of here, I've got a special assignment for you. Should you choose to accept, of course, which you should.
Give me my staff back and we'll talk.
Oh yeah, all your shit's up there in the second story. All the other guards, well, I mean, they're probably going to get us done talking to. They say they've had a bit of a nap. Courtesy of me, but, you know, I figure I'll still do my rounds.
On whose behalf? Who sent you?
Well, that's a need-to-know basis after you accept the mission, unfortunately. But, I assure you, it'll be good. Also, here's the thing. You finish picking the lock. Like, he's in the middle of speaking, you hear the and then the door starts to open. Ah, fucking good. All right. So that beats that purpose. But anyways, if you want a way out of this town before, you know, I have to be like, oh yeah, they fucking broke out and I know exactly where they went. Just across town, there's a little warehouse, mostly unused. There's a group of people there. We will convene there. Trunk upstairs, all your shit. Just don't wake the guards. They're sleeping, but I mean, who knows for how long. Name's Lewin, by the way.
Can I insight check?
Good?
I'm not trusting.
Yeah, me neither.
Uh,
Evelina's like, great, let's go.
That's
Nat 20.
First roll.
He's got
it's a +6, so that's 26.
+6 with the 26. He's got a spry demeanor to him. He's very kind of cocky, kind of arrogant, a little bit. But he seems forthright as far as like what he's saying. Like he's got a mission for you. There's a vibe to it that like it's very important, and he can't talk to you about it. Well, obviously, it's more than handy to get yourselves out, but you know, from here, what's your fucking plan?
I thought that's what you
Why-
were here for.
Well, that's it. Again, if you choose to accept it, but you know, it's worth your time to maybe go 3 blocks, no, 6 blocks, 6 blocks west, 2 blocks north. There's a warehouse. Go in the back. Don't go in the front. Don't be too fucking obvious like you just broke out of fucking prison, you cunts. Now, what you're gonna do is go back there, knock on the door. That's it. Just that cadence. My girl will be there. She'll let you in. From there, hang around, fuck about for a bit. I will meet you there. But first of all, who wants to give me a good one? Slaps his face.
I will
I'll do it.
gesture to Talon.
Might as well.
Right,
I will
before
spend-
we do this, do we have a deal or not?
All right. I'm in.
Each of
I'll
you
hear
have been
it on
carefully handpicked, so I will say that. There is a bit of something in it for you. Might suit your endeavors. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours with both hands, big fucking bear claws.
How interesting. Very convenient for you.
How convenient fucking for you too, mate.
Well, to hit you? Is that our handshake?
Lay it on me. Roll an attack.
I'm going to, and I'm. Do it. Nope. I'm just going to walk up, punch him.
Okay.
Unarmed strike. That will be a 19.
19 to hit. That will hit. He is also not resisting. So basically anything would have hit. It just determines how good of a hit it was. Go ahead and roll your damage for that as well.
7.
With that, kind of juts his face out, squinches up. You see now a human man, kind of almost like sunburnt skin, as if he's been out. He's just worked out and about his whole life. He's got like a scar kind of across one of his eyebrows and cheeks. Dark hair with a kind of decently well kept beard, kind of dark, almost black hair. Currently in guard's uniform, but you can see it's not necessarily properly fitted, so it's like he's got something else on, like it's not even really his. And with that, you whip around and sock him one in the jaw. He kind of whips his head, and you see his eyes kind of spin around a little bit. Fucking hell, that was a good one. All right. Oh yeah, now I'm supposed to pretend like that fucking knocked me out. Right. So yeah. Head on over to that warehouse. Don't wake the fucking gods. Get your equipment out of the chest up there. I'll see you over there. And then he just kind of falls over, lays down. Move along.
And I am walking. Moving with a purpose.
I'll trip over his leg.
Yeah, watch your step.
Evelina will also follow, and she will say, "Your turn to sleep," and walk away.
Fucking snow. All right, with the
I will just pass by Lewin's body and go, SPF, no less than 100. I think that'll do you just right.
yeah, sure thing, Horns.
Nice to meet you. Then catch up.
Okay, you guys making your way up through the kind of circular stairs, starting to feel the light that is present in some of the less deeper floors. The floor now wood, where you are above where you were, and just over aside from one of the rooms is a large trunk among many. Currently in the corner is a barrel and some sacks, and a guard just sprung out. Dead asleep right now.
I will go over to the corner where my staff is probably leaned up against, and look around for my bag and grab that.
Yep. Looking through the trunk, each of you acquire all of your items, so now everything that you should have is now on your persons.
There isn't a whole lot that Farron pulls out of the trunk. It seems like she has a lot of interior pockets on the clothing, but you do see her pull out this longbow that looks like it's made out of some sort of almost insect chitin, but it is far larger than it ought to be. And it seems a little sturdier than you would expect chitin to be as well. But she grabs that first and seems very relieved to strap it over her back.
Working your way up through the next tier of this dungeon cellar, this whole table, 6 chairs all around this square table, tankards, unfinished food, and every single one of the guards in each of those 6 tables just face down on the table currently.
Evelina will walk up to one of them, pat them on the head, and say, "Sleepy boy," and walk away.
It's a crit official. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, guys.
I will tiptoe through the room as best I can in my armor that I doffed or donned
Sure.
as carefully as possible.
Yep, making your way up through that last tier now on what you feel is the main room of this barracks. A guard at the almost like check-in desk, also just leaning back in the chair.
I take it that guy was no guard.
Hey, it seems he's quite thorough. It's appreciated.
As we're walking out, hopefully out of what is the front door, what do you guys think? I've only known you for a few hours, maybe. A few days.
I've got nowhere else to be.
Well, as I said, chance at a new life. And she's kind of like skip as she walks.
I wouldn't mind knowing at least who was interested in bringing us out of prison.
Yeah.
Still not quite sold on the whole thing, but... before we step outside, I will also reach up and kind of bring a hand down. The tattoos on my face start to shimmer and then start to glow. And then I'm going to quickly cast Disguise Self to look like a standard townsperson as we are walking out the door. No longer a wood elf with very distinctive tattoos.
Excellent.
That's a neat trick. DM, by the way, as we were passing through these couple rooms on the way out, was there like an extra guard uniform just around?
It would have been in one of the probably the second tier. Like if you would have gone in a different room, there wasn't anything just kind of like laying around. You would have had to.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was just wondering. Like, oh, someone's laundry, but that's fine. All right. I guess we.
Also, it is night. Sorry, it is approaching night, mostly night. So later evening.
Is there adequate light to kind of see in town?
Yeah, there's torchlight and lanterns already lit.
Okay. I guess stay away from the light, maybe? I mean, your disguise is really nice, but maybe stick to the alleys. We go 6 blocks west, 2 blocks north. See what it's all about. Like you said, he seems to... or someone seems to know a lot about us. To go through all the trouble.
Okay.
All right. Clanky, 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 clanky.
Clinky, clinky. Trying to be. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. As you make your way through the town, guards don't seem to pay any mind. Other villagers don't seem to pay any mind, although you are mostly heavily armed. They pay at least some mind to the fact that, armed people later in the evening. You see most of the shops are either have already or are beginning to pack up their wares and such in the markets. Travel 6 blocks west. 2 blocks north. Some parts of it boarded up warehouse now presents itself on the left-hand side of the street. In this alley, no lanterns or torches light the way. But still, with the moonlight of this evening, you can see.
As we are approaching and we're kind of walking through the little alleys, I'll probably just stop and grab like a little cake or bread or something. As I'm sure prison food is probably not all that great. It's like taking a bite. Oh, is this it? I'm following you.
He did say a warehouse. She's gonna walk up to the warehouse and knock.
Oh, remember the
Going into
cadence.
the back entrance, yes. Assuming you remember correctly, you knock to the cadence. No response.
Are you sure we're at the right place?
Maybe louder?
All right. She knocks louder.
Thaumaturgy.
You begin to and before you can finish the cadence, you hear as if the door is unlocked.
I think that worked.
Yeah. I'll go first. Make sure everything's okay. I'll just kind of peek my head through, then kind of like headbutt the door just a little bit more because my horns won't get through, and then kind of look through, see if anybody's there with like crossbows, like ready to just shoot us as we enter, or anything like that.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Indy Beyond. You are taking so. What is happening? This roll, it's like stuck in midair. All right, old school. 24.
You get a strange sense of a presence there. Somebody opened the door. Well, surely there was. Looking around among the stacks of crates, some smashed. There's different paint tags within the walls. Furniture dusty and some of it covered up with linens. There's a large chandelier in the center that has 2 candles among the 8 candelabra that it could have. None of which are lit. From the roof, some moonlight leaks in and makes a stream. But nobody apparent.
I don't see anyone, so I guess this is a secret or a prank. So I guess we try it out. There's a nice chandelier though.
Looks a chandelier.
You know a candle?
Hey.
Like a bunch of those in like a circle from the ceiling.
Oh, got it. Right.
Yeah.
Good vantage point if you have a bow.
Now that is good to know.
All right.
Talon's gonna, after Foxjay, kind of shimmy his way in, but he's going to pull out the staff and be in a ready position just in case.
Follow suit.
Work your way further in, being careful, mind to the environment, and attempting to see a presence. Karen, I need you to make a perception check.
That is 16.
With that, stepping forward carefully, Saphira, you need to don't. She literally just yeeted my microphone. She's like, get that out of here. Get that shit out of here. I love you, dog. With that, carefully stepping, is your bow drawn currently?
I have an arrow knocked, but it is not drawn.
Okay, so yes, that's what I meant. Excellent. So with your arrow knocked, carefully ranger stepping forward, you then feel just at the last second something lifted from the quiver of your back. As you turn to address it, a figure stands behind you with that arrow in their hand. Allie, if you would like to describe your character.
You'll see a figure, a hooded figure with a mask up covering her arch of her nose. She's gonna be twirling her blade against the wall and flinging your arrow. Oh, are you the bunch? Slinging the arrow, her dagger around on her finger, she's gonna approach and slide it back into your quiver. So this is who they sent.
This is who you requested.
Oh, I didn't request you. We'll wait for my benefactor. Have a seat. And she's just gonna keep walking and twirling her dagger, and she's gonna essentially, and her presence is very strong, she's gonna guide you guys towards underneath the chandelier. You're gonna see some seats for you guys to have a seat at.
DM, I have a question.
Go ahead.
This seems like a pretty old warehouse that doesn't get much use. Is it really dusty in here?
It is.
On the floor, how many sets of footprints seem recent?
Ooh, okay. What kind of check would that be? Would that be investigation, mayhaps? Or if you can rationalize any other, you can let me know. It's typically survival for tracks, right?
It would be survival.
So
it would be
I'll let you
survival.
choose between those if you want to do investigation or investigation or survival.
Survival 22.
22. Looking in through the dust, it appears, just a handful of footsteps from what you can tell between the different foot and boot prints.
A handful of feet.
A handful of feet. So a handful of sets of feet. Yes, it's a spider. It's a spider with human feet. It appears that it's as if this has been a clandestine meeting place a few times. It's like the freshness of some of them is more than others, and there's like these paths in that actually head over towards above that chandelier. There's a little like rickety coffee table, and then a couch. There's a love seat, which is nicer than the rest, or it's not a love seat. It's almost like just like a single chair in that same kind of fabric as the couch. The single chair is nicer, but not for lack of wear, because what you imagine is that the nice linens that are covering up that seat are covering up what is probably also another really worn piece of furniture. Aside from that, there is a actual rocking chair across from the table and another love seat. So you got a big long couch, dusty and dingy, a single chair or a single like couch type chair with nice linens over it, a rocking chair, and a love seat. The love seat has linens over it that are almost like it's unused. It's just covered over to store it. It doesn't seem that it has been used.
I take a seat.
Which seat?
The one gestured by this person.
She vaguely gestured just to the sitting area, so it's your choice of chair. So there's the rocking chair,
Rocking
the
chair.
seemingly unused fucking
man.
rocking chair. Of course.
I will get my pipe out, which is very intricate, and start lighting it up. Just say to the person twirling the arrow, "Thank you so much. I'm Fox J. What's your name?"
Nice to meet you. Sorry I didn't bring any punch and pie. You'll just have to
No.
make do until then.
I'm sure we'll bring our own
Wyatt.
punch soon enough.
Bye, Wyatt.
It was right after the punch and pie. I was like, oh,
He's like,
what a
man,
terrible
there
party.
ain't no
You don't
punch
like
and pie.
punch and pie?
There ain't no punch and pie. Fuck this.
get
place.
out of here.
Welcome back, Wyatt. Exclamation
she's
point by
going
blind?
I know, right? Question mark?
Yeah.
She's
You're okay.
going to
Wyatt.
still be playing playfully with her dagger on her finger, just spinning it around, and almost like a Western style, spinning it through her fingers and then going back to the tip and spinning it. She's very handily with her dagger. And she's just gonna sit and watch from a distance.
Okay.
Formalities will be when my benefactor comes. But nice to meet you. And she'll just nod. And she'll adjust her mask on her face.
Just smoke my pipe and rock.
Mood.
I will go still staff in hand, but not nearly as at the ready. Go stand behind Fox J and his rocking chair. Just kind of lean on the staff.
Evelina will sit in the chair closest to Foxjay and attempt to mimic what Liliana is doing with her dagger because she thinks it looks cool.
Okay, I will let you attempt. Go ahead and both sleight of hand, actually. It's just these are the two rogues who start facing off.
Benihana style, just slinging the knives around.
I'm honestly here for it. I rolled a 20.
At one.
And
With
that
a plus four.
she pulls out her dagger, watches you, goes to twirl it around, and it just immediately lands. She almost has to like move her foot out of the way for the dagger to not land on her toes.
Seeing that, you're gonna hear a little laugh come from the shadow. More in the tips. Less from the palm. Try again.
She's going to try again. 19.
The 19. You, after attempting again, you are able to get like a good few turns. You start to feel like you're losing it, but you like flourish with like grabbing it in the palm of your hand. It doesn't even look like you were about to lose it at that point because you kind of grip it strongly and kind of slice the air a little bit.
He gives a nod of approval from where she sits.
Thanks for the tip.
And you'll see like her eyebrows move behind. But you'll see slightly a little bit of a cheek raise as if she's smiling behind it.
Good.
I was just gonna say, Farron hasn't sat down yet. I'm sort of just wandering around the warehouse, tracing my finger over things, and I look up at the chandelier, and if anyone is watching, you might see me mumble under my breath, chandelier, and be sort of observing and just curiously taking things in while we wait.
I would like to mention after some time, the pipe was very intricately carved. Red smoke starts to billow out and takes the form of a woman and then a man in the smoke as they just kind of waltz around his face, just dissipate. Happens over and over again. And Foxjay just smiles a little bit to himself.
Grandfather, that's an interesting trick.
It is. It's a pipe of remembrance. I picked up at some antique store. I didn't know what it was at the time, and neither did the shopkeep, but I only really remember one thing. That was her. This is all I got.
Who is she?
She was my ocean. She was a red tiefling. I'm a blue tiefling. It was difficult for us. And on his horns that start from behind the ears and kind of finish right here, on his left horn are two rings made of bone, one faintly red, one faintly blue, that he just kind of turns around. I try to do right by her. She was the best of us. And she keeps me calm. Like an ocean. That was her name.
Beautiful.
She was. Thank you. friend.
Evelina will just be entranced by the smoke and just watching it happen.
During the little bit of story, listening to Fox J, Talon will probably absentmindedly touch the scarf and then just get back to standing vigil.
Watching them very closely. I'd like to do a perception on. I would like to do a perception on Talon while Fox J is talking about his story.
Perception or insight?
Let's do an insight, I guess. Insight to see if she understands what's being told in front of her. I don't think she really cares. I rolled a 6, so
Actually,
a 10.
Second thought, let's not.
Yeah, it's not. She's too worried about her dagger and just watching the moonlight and just spinning it and rotating it as she's in the chair. They should be here any minute now. So, feel free to grab something to eat if you have it.
She taps a trunk beside her that is, which you assume to be some kind of food storage.
Again, no pie. No punch either. Feel free to have some. And she's gonna open up the chest and gesture for you guys to grab some rations.
Talon will put a few in his bag that when he just puts it in, just seems to, whatever he's putting in just seems to disappear into it.
That's a cool bag.
Thanks. It's handy for travel.
I'd imagine so. Does it eat the food?
No. I eat
that'd
the
be
food,
silly. You
but
eat
just
yeah.
it holds the food. And so far, whatever else I put in it.
It's a good bag.
Is a bag.
Grab some food. Go sit back down.
And it's actually a pretty fresh bread. That's basically all it is. Mostly flat. It pulls apart nicely, and if you take a bite, it is actually pretty good, pretty flavorful. It's kind of seasoned. It's almost like a garlic bread.
Evelina will look at the bread and just say, "No, thank you. I'm not hungry," and not touch any of the bread.
I look at you kind of curiously at that.
Just laughing.
He denied garlic bread.
She looks like she would be hungry.
So I look at Avelina a little curiously. I look at our new roguish associate suspiciously, but I do go over to the chest. I'll take some of the bread out, kind of cautiously sniff it first. If it seems like it's all right, then I will take one small bite and then one very uncivilized large bite because I am very hungry.
You die immediately. It was poisoned.
Ah,
Okay.
knew it.
Ah, damn it. I knew it. Fuck.
Beans. Sorry, guys, we had a good run.
That's it. Everyone who ate, you die, actually. Go ahead and roll a new character. We're going to start over. Okay, after some time gathering around, you hear just one thud on that back door, and then that door opens. Some of that moonlight from the streets and even the torchlight further off makes its way in, and a figure now stands in the doorway. Familiar in face and hair and beard, less so in uniform. You now see resting limply his both of his arms on his two holstered hand axes on either side, and similar garb to our roguish friend that we've just met, and these leathers, straps about, and pauldrons. Reaches up and kind of scratches his beard. All right, you lot. Hope your wait wasn't too boring, but I'm glad to see you all made it. Gotta be honest though. You lot of cunts are not exactly what I expected. Especially for a mission like this.
Well, you're not what we expected either.
Well, fucking saving grace. Unappreciative too. He pretends like he's marking a notebook. He has neither a pen or a note, but it's like he's marking off a note.
Something that Talon doesn't see.
Right, fucking blind. Yeah, this is the crew. This is it, he says sarcastically. Unfortunately, I am not the benefactor either, so if she told you that you was waiting on me, tough fucking tits, not me.
She chuckles to herself at the chair. Of course.
Alright, so let me fill you in on this shit then. I mean, most of it would be best coming from the mouth of the cunt herself, but...
And don't speak if it's not your place.
Well, sometimes I just can't
Right.
fucking help myself.
Raised eyebrow comes from the figure. She looks at Talon and then looks to Lou.
Then I'm building a fucking bit of notes, aren't I? He looks over to you. Mouth works just fucking fine. Eyes don't. Got it.
Yet I can tell that you're there and see you just fine.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Fist. I don't know. Yes.
Yes, go ahead and roll. I guess perception. What kind of vision do you have again?
I don't know. The blind sight.
Blind sight, right? So, in a way, you can see what is happening.
I don't know. It's not like blind sight like D&D because like it's your thing, but like you tell me, hey, can I guess?
Fuck, I don't remember exactly what we decided. This is canon once we decided. I think kind of what we were going with was it's almost like an outer body vision. So it's not directly from your own vision. It's more just like a perceived, not quite tremor sense, not quite blind sight. Roll perception.
Like a sensing.
Yeah, to notice something that minute of a detail. Go ahead and roll perception, yeah, for that.
I was like focusing, see if I can like get it to work.
Can you
Okay.
tell?
What did you say? Perception?
Yep.
$23.
The 23. You were able to tell that he's holding two fingers up, but one on each hand.
Suck my big toe.
Suck my two big fingers then, huh? Right, so this mission, each of you were chosen particularly to get your heads lopped off for your particular skills, right? Skills that I have yet to see and am doubtful of. But on that fact, you've also been chosen to get out of prison for that same very reason. So, yeah, it's a bit fucking complicated, but essentially the person who wanted you locked up, you know, the king, he's not around anymore. He kind of got you all, kind of motions as if like stabbing, and he kind of like almost looks over to our rogue friend over there, and for clarification, like, you know, he got fucking offed.
Dead.
Regicide, yeah, all that good stuff.
Good riddance.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Oh no.
Oh
Who
no.
did it?
Well, no, let's back the fuck up 1-2 steps here. What? Oh no? Fuck that, man. No, let's make sure we're all on the same fucking page here. Fuck the king, right?
Unfuck the king. He doesn't deserve a good time, and he's no king of mine. Never was.
Right there.
Oh, that was nice. That was really well put together. Good job. No, I don't care about the king. I care about what the king dying could mean.
Could mean good fucking riddance and maybe some hope for fucking Xeyhath, mate.
The roguish figure is going to take her other dagger and start messing with her other dagger. Maybe he had what was coming to him.
That he fucking did. Anyways, as soon as our fucking benefactor shows up, then we'll fill you in the rest of it. Maybe, you know, the presence might make you more solidified in your goals. But I think most of you might like it. You know, seeing as most of you was in this fuck-all position because of, you know, that old king. But it gets better, I promise. After some time, the door across the way, that back entrance, excuse me, you hear that patterned knock. Lewin looks over to Liliana.
Walk over to the door. Check who it is first before opening it fully.
Opening the door, it is who you expect.
Gonna pull the door open wide for them to come in, and I'll bow.
The figure in a hood is seen, and they just nod. A hood and a robe.
Once they enter in, I'm gonna close the door behind and lock it. And follow behind.
They sigh, bow their head a little bit, and begin to walk over. After making it about halfway there, where each of you are in sight, they kind of tilt their head up a little bit. Just within the shadows, you can see, those of you who can see, the the shape of a woman's face. Slightly aged, worn with stress and turmoil more so than time, but still elegant and beautiful, and yet strong. The figure reaches up and drops the hood. The figure of the queen herself, Queen Elspeth. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I hope you will consider what I have to offer. She just grins a gentle smile. And with that, we will take a break real quick. And then we will get back to it with the Queen of Xeyhath. What's up with this campaign and fucking royalty? Fucking royalty. Seth, it's your mom. It's your mommy, Seth. All right, guys, we have the old halftime show, so stick around. It'll be about a 12 to 15 minute break, and then we will come back with that. I will say, so that we can jump right back into it, I will say thank you, everybody, for the some stuff that's happened. Savvy, thank you for the 1,010 bits. Appreciate that. And Seth for the gifted community sub. There was a hype train. Thank you for that hype train. Crumbopulon. That's it. Thank you for following. Agent 541, thank you for following. Taryn, thank you for the other 10 bits. Savvy, thank you for 40 more bits. Corey, thank you for 210 bits. Thank you for the bits. There's no level 2 train that we hit. And Allie, thank you for gifting that little sub. Aelin Mermaid, hi, good to see you. And we got the raid from It's a Crit Official. Thanks, guys. If any of you are sticking around, I hope you have enjoyed thus far. We will be right back with some more content. And it's Thugwig Nasty. Thank you for following 12 minutes ago. We will be right back, guys. Halftime. Facilities and snacks.